Welcome back. Ava DuVernay's Array has acquired its first series, They've Gotta Have Us. It's a three-part documentary exploring the history of black cinema.
It features in-depth interviews from some of Hollywood's most iconic voices like Harry Belafonte, Debbie Allen, and the late John Singleton.
And the Academy Award.
La La Land.
No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, Best Picture.
We are in the middle of a renaissance.
By understanding our past, we can better define our present and our future.
This moment right now, the pivotal point.
I waited a really long time for the moment that happened.
A black man kissing a white woman on the screen in America?
And the man behind the documentary, filmmaker Simon Frederick. He joins us now in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you produced and directed this series.
I wrote, produced, directed, and asked all the questions of every cast member that we had.
And what a list of cast members that you acquired. Tell us how long this labor of love took and how it all came together.
Well, it came together out of my frustration. I consider myself to be an artist first and foremost. I'm self-taught. I've never taken a photography or filmmaking lesson in my life, but really my frustration was I didn't understand why I, as a human being, was being told that art, which is something which is innate in all of us, that my art as a black man was less valuable than the art of white people, and I never understood why. So basically I wanted to, I'm a great fan of black cinema, films like, you know, Boys in the Hood I grew up on. And I know many people who, you know, of different ethnicities who love that film as well. So for me, it was I really wanted to create something where, as an artist, I was talking to other artists about creating their art, and hopefully within those conversations, ordinary people would look at that program and think to themselves, you know what, we understand that as well.
But you talk about black cinema, and we talk about black films, and necessarily like we put that in a genre. I think what this film also explores, your documentary, is that there's so much complexity to it. There's, I mean, like, is there really such thing as black cinema?
Well, that's the thing. You know, it's like, so for example, if you're going to pitch your film, so when Tyler Perry used to pitch films, he would go in and pitch his film. Steve McQueen would go in and pitch his film, and Ava DuVernay would go and pitch their films, and suddenly it was like they were seen as a black film was all one thing, but they're not. They're from different genres of film. You know, they are filmmakers. You know, it's like Spike Lee loves Fellini. You know, he's an avid student of the rich history of Italian cinema. You know, but black film is not a genre, it's not one thing, it's many things. And I think that when Get Out was made in 2016, it created its own genre, I think, because people didn't know what category to put it within.
Right. Yeah. So how do you describe the progress that has been made, if any? For instance, in Legends and Pioneers, in your episode, Harry Belafonte talks about in 1934 there's actually a code that a black man cannot kiss a white woman on screen. Right, the Hays Code. So progress has been made, but...
We say progress has been made, but we go back to this thing. I mean, there's a saying that there is no such thing as art, there are only artists. And that's my point, that, you know, we cannot stop seeing people just as they're a black artist, so therefore their film isn't worth going to see, or it's not going to sell abroad. That's wrong. You know, I think that especially what's going on, you know, with the Oscars on Sunday. The Oscars is coming up. You know, Oscars So White rears its head again.
Right.
Yeah. And I think what's happening there is that there will come a point where if the Oscars and BAFTA as well, because the same thing's happening in England, if they don't change, what will happen is they'll become obsolete. because what they're doing is actually holding back the progress of culture. And when I say culture, I don't just mean black culture.
Sure.
I mean culture.
Internationally.
So it must have been surreal, though, to interview these greats in the movie industry, and some of them, sadly, who had passed. John Singleton, Diahann Carroll, just last year, and you interviewed them.
I interviewed all of them, and and it was quite surreal. I had to just, before I interviewed all of them, just go in the back of my head and say, right, this is just another interview with another person that you're going to do, as you guys do.
Yeah. Right. In other words, you're starstruck just like anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the most interesting thing that came out of it was the friendships that were made, and I mean genuine friendships.
We really look forward to seeing it. You're a pioneer in yourself in this documentary that you've made, and so we look forward to seeing it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Voted one of UK's 100 most influential black people.
So they say.
Unbelievable. An honor to meet you and have you here.
Thank you very much.
They've Got to Have Us premieres on Netflix tomorrow. We'll be right back.
February 5th.
Thank you.